What if everything you've been taught about wealth was measured wrong? Before I go on, remember, don't blindly trust what I say. Verify. Always do your own research. What I'm about to say isn't earth-shattering. It's been said before by economists, authors, and financial contrarians for decades. But right now in 2025, with inflation still biting, asset bubbles wobbling, and most people more distracted than ever, I don't think this message has ever been more urgent. Because the average person still doesn't get it. They feel like they're working harder and falling behind. And they're right. If this video only wakes up one person to shift from fiat illusions to real wealth, I consider that a win. Because here's the truth. If you look at the charts, things look amazing. Stocks up, GDP booming, house prices soaring. But what if I told you it's all an illusion? Because the one thing they never show you is the real wealth graph. Not measured in dollars, but in value, in time, in what you can actually buy. This is the story of 100 years of currency wars, and what it tells us about how wealth is really created and stolen. Let's rewind the clock. In 1925, $1 could buy you 10 loaves of bread. Today, you need $25. And it's not just groceries, housing, energy, education, everything has inflated. But your dollars, it hasn't kept up. Over the last century, the US dollar has lost over 95% of its purchasing power. This isn't a bug, it's the design. Currency devaluation is how governments fund wars, buy boats, and bail out broken systems without ever sending you a bill. Because the tax isn't printed, it's silent. It's called inflation, and it's the most effective way to steal wealth while making you feel richer. The currency wars is a century of tricks and tools. The currency war isn't fought with bombs, it's fought with devaluation, debt, and distraction. 1933, the US banned gold ownership under Executive Order 6102. It's now called a 6102 attack. Why? So the government could inflate the money supply without constraint. 1944, the US dollar becomes the world's reserve currency via the Bretton Woods Agreement. The dollar is backed by gold. Other currencies are pegged to the dollar. 1971, Nixon ends the gold standard overnight. The dollar becomes pure fiat. Gold is removed from the system entirely. 2008, quantitative easing begins. They called it temporary. It became policy. 2020, trillions printed, helicopter checks, asset bubbles everywhere. The era of easy money goes full throttle. And through it all, wages stagnated. The middle class shrank, and those holding dollars got crushed. But those who held real assets, land, gold, silver, even Bitcoin, they didn't just survive, they escaped the war. The average person sees this chart, the S&P 500, and thinks, wealth explosion. But here's the truth. If you adjust the stock market for gold, for inflation, or for hours of work, the story is flat, even declining. The real wealth graph, not just dollars, purchasing power, not just price, value, not just assets, time to acquire them. That's the graph they don't show you on CNBC. If this is so obvious, why don't more people know? Simple, they're not supposed to. The system runs on confusion. Financial literacy is intentionally scarce. Schools teach obedience, not money. Media teaches drama, not economics. And tech monetizes your distraction, so the war continues while most people don't even know they're in it. The truth is sobering, but empowering, because once you see the real graph, you can build real wealth. Here's how you win the currency war. Own scarce assets. Nothing has outperformed Bitcoin since its creation. It's the apex asset of the digital age. Gold and silver still matter, but Bitcoin is king. Build real-world equity. Land, real estate, and small businesses outlive market cycles. Own what others rent. Master timeless skills. The world changes, skills compound. Learn what lasts. Reject lifestyle inflation, fake status, endless upgrades, and dopamine debt are the real traps. Think in purchasing power, not paper, not price. Real value is what your money can still do tomorrow. You're not just saving money, you're saving sovereignty. Because wealth isn't what the bank says you have. It's what you can control, preserve, and pass on. The real wealth graph doesn't lie. It shows you what they won't. And if you've been feeling like you're running harder and getting less, it's not just in your head. You're playing a rigged game. But now that you see the board, you can change your strategy. Like and subscribe to Grey's Horizons because we don't just follow the news. We follow the truth behind it. I'll see you in the next one.